now streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight at the Michigan International Speedway. It is Tuesday night. It is NR 2003 night. It is time for the Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup Series. One here every Tuesday night. We have you live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Hello, everybody. Phil LaCasse here. Todd Stanton alongside Jack Chewin on the controls. That's right. Three-way show to go here tonight live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And Todd, we come back to the famous 2-mile D-shaped oval, Michigan International Speedway. 33 cars on the field, and it is going to be an awesome night of racing here, as always, here at the Hobo Racing League.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic show. Always look forward to Michigan here. Speedway per se. Could be a super speedway if you really want to do it. Open setups. Always look forward to coming over to the Hobo Racing League. Back to our roots here, NASCAR 2003. And I tell you what, Phil, it feels like we have a team. Jack finally getting the NASCAR 2003 down. He's not as stressed as he normally has been. Yeah, of course I'm back, Bobby Farrell. I am back and better than ever.
Woo. That's right. Look at Jack's PC firing away. Ticker working tonight. All systems to go here live on the network. Before we get racing, what do you say we throw this thing trackside? Let's pay honor to this great nation, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. All right, back here live at the Michigan International Speedway, getting ready to rock and roll the Voiles Trucking Hobo Racing Cup Series. We're going to go 160 miles, 80 laps around this 2-mile D-shaped oval in the Irish foothills here in Michigan. Great to have you aboard tonight. As we said, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. And Todd, before we get trackside with the the starting lineup all night, I'm going to give it to you real quick. I know we have a couple of cool things going on, including some new swag here at the network with a special promo for these folks here tonight at Hobo.
Yeah, definitely a special promo here tonight for Hobo. It's Nightbot out there. He was supposed to be promoting it. He's not doing his job, but and we'll throw this up really, really quick in the link in the chat here, and I will do Nightbot's job for him. So if you go to teespring.com/store, Full Velocity, click on the link that I just put up there. You earn 10% off all Full Velocity swag. And I'll tell you right now what will happen when you buy shirts, you use the promo code HOBO. It will help these guys maybe earn towards a free broadcast for the next coming season. December 21st or 31st, will be the cancellation for that. So, yes, you're out there against other leagues and different promo codes and different things going on. But the more swag that you buy, you can earn the league a free broadcast courtesy of Full Velocity Racing Network.
Well, that's awesome news. As we're trackside for the command.
Is that okay?
All right, there you have it. Command to fire engines has been given, bringing a field of 33 to life. Todd, we'll give it to you. Let's start off your old school style of Voiles trucking starting lineup.
And now your Voiles trucking starting lineup here at Hobo Racing League at Michigan Speedway. Starting on the pole, driving the 113, that's Caleb Blingo. His dance part of the outside, driving the number 28, that's Keith McLean.
Row number 2, we find a couple of newcomers to Hobo. First aboard, car number 20, that is Rick Craddock, and alongside the number 40, that is Gary Morin.
Rolling off in the 5th starting position, that's the 193, that's Ricky Johnson, and then outside of him in the 03, that's Danny Hardy.
Randy Smith starts off tonight in 7th aboard car number 10 with Herman Reese of the 73 on the outside of row 4.
Rolling off inside row number 5 in the 9th starting position, that's the number 11, that's Steve Grant. His dance brother outside, driving the 029, that's Kilojoules.
Jason San Diego starts off 11th tonight aboard the 22 and alongside the number 9, winner last time out, Jeff Fugate rolls off 12th.
Rolling off and probably unlucky number 13, the driver of the number 21, that's Steve Rubino, and Harry Codiani in the number 13, going to roll off 14.
Troy Donahue rolls off 15th tonight in the 81, and alongside the number 37, Brendan Spadafora rolls off position 16.
Duke Sorensen rolls off in 17th position at number 59, and Ricky Bumbelow aboard the number 85 rolls off 18.
Rich Knappich will roll off tonight, 19th aboard car number 6. Roger Nebelsick in the 51 rolls off 20th.
Ryan Johnson rolls off 21st in the number 78. Manny Diaz aboard the number 710 rolls off 22nd.
Eddie Rayleigh, Clifton Ashley, Ron Simpson, Rob Keller, Bob Gibson, Bob Becker, Old Pushrod, Billy, Brett Carter out there, Maverick, Danny Rubino, Kevin Roy, Brian Voiles make up our 33 car field. Todd, we are racing. I flag, green flag up in the air for the first time. We head down into turn 1.
And Caleb Lingle leads the charge here into turn number 1. About a 5-car length advantage over Craddock in the number 20 machine, who is rolling off right now in that second spot. Third is Keith McLean. Fourth would be that 193 of Ricky Johnson.
Got Ricky Johnson going to fall to the 3rd spot there in that number 193 Voiles trucking machine, but we're going to slow the field down right on the opening lap of the race. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the opening circuit. First time tonight. Brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. We put a caution flag out on the speedway, and what I'm finding back here could be some time for some Excedrin for the driver, car number 57, Rob Keller. I think even stuff happening up in front of Rob that put us under a yellow flag for the first time here tonight. As we go back and take a look, we'll put Jack to work. We'll look at our BladeNo.com Full Velocity Racing Network instant replay. Todd, I'm sure you're going to take a really quick look as well. Looks like somebody got really loose off the exit of turn number 2 into the outside wall, and not sure, I believe it may have been the 21 of Steve Rubino around. The tough thing is, I'm not sure he had help over there. The car just got away from him.
Yeah, looking to see that you said the 21 of Steve Rubino. So I'm taking a ride here with Steve in that number 21 machine. Looks like a checkup gone wrong kind of ordeal. The 21 gets a tad bit loose by himself. Now he's a subcompact car. It's a Ford Focus, maybe even a Ford Pinto. The number 23 back end all tore up as he backs it up into the wall. He come down the track. It looked like he was loose, though, from the initial trying to let off the gas. Cold tires, never a good thing there for that number 21 machine.
No, never good with cold tires out here in Michigan. This is a racetrack, and it's the old original game version that we've all been out there for thousands and thousands of laps around. And, yeah, cold tires will start a run. Cars always seem to set up a little bit loose. And we keep in mind here, Todd, these are open setups for these drivers, so they may be a little bit looser set up for normal because a car always seems to go really tight here at Michigan really, really quickly. So there's things these guys can build into the setups to keep them more on the free and balance side for a little while. The only problem with that is you start out on cold tires here, like the initial restart, you maybe run the risk of setting them up maybe a tad bit too loose, and I think that may have happened to Steve right there. First yellow flag of the night. That car took some pretty good hits over there as well. I think Rob Keller's number 57. I know the Excedrin car definitely hit nose to nose with that car, so Rob's probably got a headache. Kevin Roy got a piece of the 77 as well, so some pretty good cars that had some good qualifying runs. They're going to be behind the 8 ball here early in a long evening. 80 laps in Michigan, that's a long night.
And definitely a long night. That's not where you want to be. Going down onto pit road, we watched Steve Rubino. I was watching Steve Rubino go down the pit road trying to get the damage repaired on that Maxwell House number 21 machine. As of right now, there's still a ton of damage to that machine. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a long night, looks like, for Steve Rubino.
Certainly will, as I see Nightbot down there doing his job. He's selling some swag for us. And I'm going to have you guys go over to our all-new website. You guys haven't checked it out yet. Go to fullvelocitytv.com. Our full event schedule is there, including a couple of really cool events coming up, including this coming Friday night, a Full Velocity, well, I don't know if I want to call it Full Velocity exclusive. We're not going to give away too many, spoilers about it, but I can tell you what, we're going to go R-rated this coming Friday night with the gang over at the High Side Double Down on the dirt.
I think it's going to be a Twitch exclusive, Phil.
It may be a Twitch exclusive, Todd says. So maybe on the Full Velocity Twitch, if you guys would have tuned in with us on a rated R version of what I guess we could call half velocity or terminal velocity, whatever the heck you want to call it here Friday night, check us out. Make sure you subscribe to Twitch because we'll be live out there, I believe, 10:30 this coming Friday night for a very cool event here with the gang at the Linear National Speedway High Side Double Down. Going to be a lot of fun. As well, Todd, as I believe the duration of the Hobo Cup Series season going to be live on our airwaves. I believe the only Tuesday night we have off is an open week in the schedule, and I believe that is the week of Labor Day. So we're going to be here throughout the duration of August, September, October, even through November. The entire duration of the Hobo Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking is going to be right here live on your source for esports racing. That is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely going to be fantastic. And if you haven't gotten to know the Hobo guys, you're going to be able to know them here in the upcoming weeks as we've broadcast a lot of races, but we're going to have them for all 10 races there, Phil, of their chase. We cannot wait for that one. And hopefully we'll have Jack on and we'll have all three of us on the call. That would be fantastic. That would probably be our best bet here yeah, that'll be fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Jack's PC's come along greatly. That's Jack on the controls tonight. No, we've had Submission's getting a ticker working with him here recently, but it is all systems a go, and look at that. Looks terrific. Kudos to Jack for doing great work down there. Has all the stuff ready as I look out here to the YouTube live chat where I see Ann Rubino and Judy out here cutting it up. Barbara's out here. Steve Miller as well. I see Ralph Pauly's checked in this week, so great to see all Ralph checking in from Wisconsin. Great to have you up there from the state of Wisconsin, Ralph. Don't see the 61 out here on the racetrack with us tonight, but definitely cool to see Ralph out there watching. Appreciate that for sure, and hope you all have a great night with us here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. The lights look we're still going to be on for at least one more trip around, so just kind of let this build anymore. When we are, Todd, we're going to put 5 laps up to the board here under yellow. Here's the problem I think we're going to be facing here on this initial restart, and I hope the guys are all kind of paying attention. The tires are going to be cold. Cold tires at Michigan can kind of feel like ice skating. I'm going to hope these guys remember that, and they walk these things down through the first, for turn 1 and 2, get through 3 and 4 the first time. Probably by the time they get a full lap on these things, they'll probably come up in temperature. It's going to be some skating here. I'm going to hope these guys can all remember that in this first circuit here we get back to green.
Yeah, definitely hoping that's what can happen there, Phil. It's tough. Old tires, or even cold tires for that matter. You could say they're old because you only have a lap on them. You've been driving them out there. They had some heat in their tires. Not so much glazed over, but they've cooled down. The temperature's gone out of them. So yeah, definitely going to make it look like it's going to be on ice skates here tonight.
Certainly is. Field in the back straight away. If we get a chance here under the next yellow flag here. If we get another one, let's hope. We'll pray. We want to see long green flag runs. That's what we love about this league here in Full Velocity Racing Network. We want to see a lot of good green flag racing. I look over here to the Facebook Live side, which is pretty healthy as well. And I'm going to say hey to Ma Johnson, Jill Johnson out there watching. We know Jill really well. If you race with us over at TDR on Saturday nights, wife of our buddy Ryan Johnson out there tonight in car number 78. Mom of a buddy of ours, old Isaac Johnson, who has won many races on our airwaves over the year. Good to see Ma Johnson out there watching. This amongst the group watching over here through Facebook Live. So, Todd, all 3 medias tonight, all doing really well. We're in for a spectacular night here at Full Velocity. We're very thankful. These people have always been good to us, so we get a lot of watchers tonight. Great to see on a Tuesday night. Great to see for NR 2003. They say this game is dead. No way. Not even close.
We get ready to go back to iRacing, I-flag, green flag conditions here as the green flag comes out, and man, the 113 machine of Caleb Lingo from the top side down to the bottom, trying to get traction. I don't know if he broke traction there. Lingo looked a little messed up there on the start. The number 20 running in that second spot. Third is 28 of Keith McLean. So McLean's going to have to make some challenges there. Doesn't look like he gets up and goes here on the starts like you're normally accustomed to seeing that number 28 doing.
And I think that's just a problem of these guys knowing that the track is going to be a little bit slick, tires going to be cold, going to let these things come in. And now you see Keith McLean to the bottom of Rick Craddock over in turn number 3, 20 car slides up the hill. Let's, Keith go by. Now here comes teammate Ricky Johnson, the 193. Rick going to make his way up the third. Caleb Lingo in the 113 doing a hell of a job so far. He leads the field by almost a full half a second as they head down toward turn 1.
As they head down towards turn number 1, like you said, that number 113 machine really starting to pull away just a little bit, but the 28 starting to reel them back into Keith McLean. McLean right now is coming through. It looks like yellow flag, Phil, maybe?
Yep, second hit of a record service caution flag of the night finds us right away on lap number 7, and I think we need some Excedrin here on this one. I know I see the 57 on Rob Keller go around again. I was up there in his car. But tough to see from here if anybody else kind of was involved or whatever was going on. I'll take a look back here. I know you will too. And Jack will get to work down there with a BladeNote.com full velocity instant replay brought to you by Hobo Racing League, as they always do with our NR 2003 broadcast. I love this league. Been here broadcasting these guys for a couple of years. Always a good time. Great folks. And looking back here through what may have been something of the replay, I don't see anything too afoul up front and through the middle. Only thing I'm seeing, Todd, and maybe the same to you, I believe Rob Keller, the 57, just got a selfie out there. A selfie. We got our first selfie tonight. Oh, Rob wanted some TV time, and now with that Excedrin car, maybe he has a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, Rob Keller in the 57 machine, all by his selfie. He's going to go around here, and looks like there was no really air being taken off his spoiler, but I don't know. He barely taps the wall. He doesn't even tap the wall there, Phil, so I don't know if he so much has a headache. So he's lucky that time. They did not hit the wall. Not a lot of damage on the 57 machine, but a lot of flat spotted tires, I do believe.
Flat spotted tires, punctured tires, and I think Rob is going to take that car straight behind the wall. A frustrating start to leaving for Rob, and I also believe the 77 of Kevin Roy is also back in the garage area as well. So looks like two drivers going to be all done for the night. Yellow flag coming out for the second time here live at Michigan on lap number 8. A long way to go from here. I'm seeing a couple of cars coming down on pit road. Hasn't been a whole lot of cycling as far as green flag runs on the tires, but I think we're starting to get toward that part of the run. 8 laps of 80 in. Fuel comes an issue here sometimes in Michigan, Todd. I think you get about 22 to 24 laps. I think coming down and topping off now for a lot of these drivers, I think it's a great idea. Just in case we get a nice little run here, and guys up front like Caleb Lingle, Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, make those guys, if we get a long little run, they may have to come in a lot sooner than the drivers that are coming in now that are kind of putting tires on there and topping off.
Yeah, and Michigan normally plays into the fact where you're going to have to fuel mileage. That's the biggest thing, fuel mileage. Michigan's always been one of those types of tracks. Even if you're watching the NASCAR races right now, watching them at Michigan, that is what happens. Fuel mileage here at Michigan. So, and we've seen a lot of races on the Full Velocity Racing Network, DRTV, where Michigan has the same exact case.
All right, well, Todd, I'm over here watching the YouTube live chat, as I'll do here all night long, also the Facebook live chat, and we got to have a conversation out there. I know Nightbot's out there working, and I don't think Average Joe's a fan. Joe, you a fan of Nightbot? Todd, I think you have some kind of direct line to what Nightbot's doing out there, and I don't know. What do you think out there, adoring fans out there on YouTube? You a fan of Nightbot? I think he's a good guy. Not sure you all think so. What do you think, Todd? What are they saying out there?
Nightbot's just out there. They're telling him to go home, but Nightbot's out there doing his job monitoring, and we've had a lot of issues in the past, not necessarily with Hobo, but necessarily with other people. So we just want to make sure the chat stays pretty clean. I did turn off the symbols thing, so Average Joe, he's not going to boot you for symbols anymore.
Well, that's good. mean, Joe's a good guy. We like Joe a lot. Hopefully he stays out there, and we'll spam that thing all night long. Keep Nightbot working. We'll be here all night as well, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Second Hanover Record Service caution flag of the night. If you have not done so yet, go to Facebook.com, look up Hanover Record Service. Tyler Blankenship and all the gang over there, they do so much for the sim racing community. I know a lot of it's on the iRacing dirt side that we spend a lot of our time, but almost for us here at the network, for what they do for us, it's very, very crucial to getting us on the airwaves every night. So go over to Facebook today, look up Hanover Record Service, or if you even want to go one better, go over to Google.com and look up Hanover Record. Try to get the search portfolio up there. Shoot them a message and let them know that Full Velocity Phil and Todd sent you out there to check them out. Thank Tyler and the gang. A lot of great things going on over there. Hanover Record, the official sponsor of Caution Flags here each and every night on the Full Velocity Racing Network, which none of this is done without the likes of those guys. So we're going to thank them a lot, Todd. As we do all of our other sponsors out there, we have so many, a lot of great people take really good care of us.
Yeah, they definitely do. And Bobby's putting challenges out to Nightbot to see if they can keep up with him with the race. Bobby, Nightbot's fast. We'll put him in one of those good old-fashioned AI cars at 110%. It'll be awful difficult.
Oh, my goodness, we're going there.
Yep, AI cars versus Bobby.
Well, I know Bobby.
Can't wreck him.
I love Bobby. I don't think Bobby'd wreck the AI cars. I think Bobby'd wreck himself trying. We know Bobby. He's like me. He can wreck with the best of them, and guy's even got championships, Todd. He's won modified championships. He's won super speedway championships he doesn't remember, and he says he's put a challenge out there to say, I bet you Todd can't come back and beat me either.
Well, if you put a race on that actually works around our schedule here, Phil.
Good luck.
I think I would take that challenge, but I can't take the challenge if he puts it at 8 o'clock on a Friday night or 9 o'clock on a Friday night, or even when we're broadcasting on a Wednesday night. That doesn't work, Bobby. So you find a night that Phil and I aren't broadcasting, I may accept that challenge on a Super Speedway series.
Well,
and you better watch out.
He may be the guy to talk to, because I think he's got something starting over at the home base here on Sunday nights at about 9 p.m.
Of course, yep. He needs to start it later.
He needs to start it later, I know, but hey, you know what? At least there's something working where maybe guys like you and me, who don't race for a living anymore, we do a lot of this, we can go out there like yahoos and go out there, maybe even try to win a race one of these days. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. What do you say? Let's see who wins this one here tonight in Michigan. 10 laps of 80 on the board. We got the Full Velocity Racing Network Chevrolet Corvette onto pit road. I race the guy flag, green flag goes back in the air. Caleb Lingle leading Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Rick Craddock, Gary Morin going to be our top five as they sprinkle off into turn number one on the second restart of the night on lap number 11. Hope they can make it more than a full three corners this time.
Yeah, Craddock peeked down to the bottom there. Ricky Johnson there, that Voiles Trucking number 193. But Craddock was not able to do anything there with Ricky. Ricky seems to get up and go pretty well with that machine. He's right now lockstep with the number 28 Keith McLean right there directly in front of him. Then we're going back just a tad bit, just a little bit back to the Morgan machine of number 40, who's just pretty much comfortable in line. Danny Hardy doing a fantastic job in that 03 machine as of right now. He's pretty much staying in line, Phil, and that's going to be the name of the game. Let's log some laps. We'll get some racing in later.
Yeah, absolutely. Let the race car tire temps come up the song. Let the car settle into the racetrack, put some heat in these things, and then go racing at it. Because I bet you'll see a lot of that as this night goes on. Michigan has always been a very good, very raceable racetrack. His top six drivers have broken away. I'm looking back to the 73 of Herman Reese. Herman, the German, back there in the seventh spot in that sleek black Cadillac that he always has. Herman has that caddy rolling, sitting in P7, and we have made now 2 green flag laps here, Todd. So hopefully now tires coming up to temp. We'll see how the setup settle in for these drivers. Let's go racing here in Michigan.
Yeah, pretty much staying single file. Keith McLean has started to reel back in the 113 and Caleb Lingle. Lingle right now running a different line than he has been there, Phil. About the middle portion of it, but Keith McLean's been peeking to the outside in that number 28.
Certainly has. And keep an eye on that number 28 Texaco Haviland machine running up there in that second spot. He said keeps taking a peek around the 113. Caleb Lingle. Caleb's on all the laps right now off of turn number 4, putting 13 laps complete on the board. Caleb Lingle leading over Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Rick Craddock, Gary Morin. How about these newcomers to the Hobo Racing? They now put Danny Hardy up in front of the 40 car. But Gary and Rick, guys that we covered for years, a long time ago. It's been forever since we've seen a guy like Rick Craddock on our airwaves here at Full Velocity. 20 car running up at the top 5, having a good run early. Guy who's done a lot of racing this over the years. Cool to see him out there with us here tonight at Hobo.
Yeah, definitely cool to see him in Hobo. It's different. It's nice to see new guys enter the fold, and whatever league that you're in, it really is. It's. I mean, you're even still seeing new people come into NASCAR 2003 for that matter. People looking for the game, people looking how to get on to NASCAR 2003. You're still seeing that. And how many simulations, how many games could even say that they're still having people that are this old very interested in it?
Do you call the people old, or are you calling the game old?
The game's old.
The game is old. It's 16 years old. It's old. It's been out there a while. It's dated. But you know what? The community is still very good, very, very vibrant. A lot of great racing leagues out there. And you said new drivers joining every day. The beauty of an old freeware type of game like this, Todd, the pavement physics are still money. These cars, the new mods they put out there is phenomenal. I mean, as long as we still have great builders and modders out there that keep life in this game, it's going to live for maybe another 15 years.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you on that one, Phil. It's going to probably live a little bit longer. Like you said, it could live 15 years. I don't know how much it's actually going to live, but I tell you, I thought it was going to die 5 years ago. 5, 6, 7 years ago. Still strong.
It's still very strong and doing well, and these guys doing a heck of a job so far. 16 laps of 80 on the board. Caleb Lingo, Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Rick Craddock, Danny Hardy. That's a 5-car breakaway up front. You got to go back to find Herman reached out back in 6th with Gary Morin. KJ Keela Jules in the 8th spot in the 029. I don't think he'll be back in 8th too much longer. Look back there in 9th. You find Jeff Fugate and Harry Codian, a guy that we saw struggle a couple of weeks ago. 13-car. Harry having a good win here early. He's up into the top 10 over in turn 3.
Having a decent run there, like you said, Harry Codian and aboard that number 13 machine. Look for him to really come strong towards the tail end of this event here, Phil. Is that car, you always start seeing the cream rise to the top at the end of it, and Harry is really, really fast towards the end. More laps that he gets in that number 13 machine. Look for him to compete for the top 5, if not the win here later on in the going. As of right now, we're on lap 18 of 80. It is Caleb Lingo still with the lead. McLean's been all over the rear bumper. Ricky Johnson right there, too. So one of those guys make a mistake, we could have a brand new leader.
Yeah, certainly could, as they're basically all single file this time through turns number 3 and 4. And I'm going to let you keep an eye there up front of what's going on there, Todd. I'm going to take a peek on back to the field. I'm seeing some intervals that are pretty dang close back here. And I see guys like Rich Knappich in the number 6 racing around the 10 of Randy Smith. Brendan Spadafora, Old Gent Nation back there in the Two Guns Films number 37. That is good racing going on for about 14th on back. But there is a wad of race cars back here. 4 or 5 drivers all together, about 2 seconds. Good racing going on, not only up front, but all the way back through this field. And even better, there's some good stuff outside of the top 20 I'm going to go take a peek at.
Yeah, looking out through the field, that's what we try to do here at the Full Velocity Racing Network, is we cover the lead, we cover the middle portion as the 03 of Danny Hardy now moves into the 4th position. And now drop kicks Craddock in the number 20 back to the 5th spot. But look at Herman Reese down to the bottom side. And that number 73 machine. So Herman Reese starting to turn up the wick.
Certainly is. Herman Reese at 73. I figured it wouldn't be too long. He loves a place like Michigan. I've seen the guy win a bunch of races here over the years, so no doubt about it. 73 car going to be kind of on his short list. Maybe go out there through one hand. You may find the 73 is a really good pick to make out here tonight live in the Michigan International Speedway. 1/4 of the way in, 160-mile distance here tonight live at the Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm back here, Todd, watching racing going on well outside the top 10. I'm back here around 24th or 25th. I have found a battle. We have Maverick back here with Ron Simpson, Roger Nebelsick. Got Brett Carter back here, Manny Diaz right there, Eddie Rayleigh. There is some really good racing going on. Maybe not up front. This is a racing about 23rd on back, and they are getting after it back here. Who says racing at the back doesn't happen?
Oh, there's a ton of racing.
It's the best racing. I'm always back there.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of good racing back there over the years. With the 73 now, back now getting around Craddock in that number 20 machine. So putting the 73 of Herman Reese up to the 5th position. So he is starting to turn up that wick, and these guys starting to really chase and stay right there behind Caleb Lingo aboard that 113 machine. Like you said, Phil, there's a good battle going on throughout the whole field here as we sit right now, but it's good to cover towards the back also.
It certainly is. And I look at the back. I want to make sure we highlight the guys that are running mid-pack that may not be a top skill level like a lot of these drivers we see night after night. They all deserve their love because they support these great leagues. They support this great sim still, and they all deserve their due. Guys like myself, guys like our buddy Bobby Farrell out there. We know Joe's out there. I know Joe races with us from time to time. You got to cover them all. Got to give them all their due because guys like me live at the back of the field. That's why we do it. That's why we take a peek at what's going on. But, Todd, there is something racing up here near the front. Caleb Lingle just slid up the hill, almost let Keith McLean go by. He got a little bit loose. So now look at the run to the inside. Ricky Johnson it's a drag race for run-up spot down the back chute off into turn 3.
Yeah, that Voiles trucking, number 193, peeks out of the line and works over to the bottom side. Not able to do anything through the corner. Looks like he's going to have to settle back into line behind the 28 of Keith McLean.
Going to fall back in line. Also, Danny Hardy in the 03. He's right there as well. That GM Goodwrench machine, that very familiar black paint scheme, Carter 03. Danny Hardy's been out in that paint scheme since, the beginning of time. I think of Danny, I think of that black Goodwrench number 03. Danny doing a great job out there tonight, running in the 4th spot. Herman Reese back there in 5th. Rick Craddock now has dropped to the 6th spot. You find guys like Jeff Fugate, that bright green number 9 Sun Drop machine. He currently running back there in the 7th position. KJ Kilojoules, he currently runs in the 8th spot, but he's starting to make his presence known, Todd. Here comes KJ to the bottom of Fugate. That's a race for 7th off of turn 4.
A good race for that 7th spot, like you said. KJ Kilojoules down to the bottom side here, almost side by side down the first row where they are now. Side by side as they enter turn number 1. Can Kilojoules get around the number 9 of Jeff Fugate? Last time we broadcasted the show, we got to visit with the number 9 down in victory lane, but Kilojoules going to make his way around that number 9 machine.
Yeah, and last time I talked to KJ was a couple of weeks at Daytona, or Talladega, I should say, and he claimed he was going out there to win the event, and he did anything but win. Those guys, the entire PPR2 team, I think, was all involved in some kind of calamity that really wrecked their race car. So KJ looking to rebound out here tonight in Michigan. But the guy who has been on a mission all 25 laps up front is car number 113, Caleb Lingle, Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Danny Hardy, Herman Reese. That is your top 5, Todd. Now you think about it. We restarted on lap 13. We're probably about 13 laps past that. A full fuel run here is usually somewhere 24, 25, maybe 28 laps. At what point do you think the guys running up front maybe have to think about possibly coming into pit road because they haven't come down there yet?
Yeah, it definitely is. The 029 now gets her on Rick Craddock in the number 20 machine. So Kilojoules on the move there in the 029 machine. So you got to think that fuel's going to be here soon, Phil. I'm going to say lap 30, 31, maybe even 32.
I'm going to go sooner than that. I'm going to think 29. The max. I know we've had 2 yellow flags here early. These guys are allowed to, clutching around out there, saving some fuel. But I think it's going to happen sooner than that. As look at KJ now has made that run up to the top 6th spot. Running now in position number 6, and I'm going to try to get some moles out there from guys out there on the racetrack. Todd, you're guessing 31, 32 laps. I'm saying 29. I think we're both right in the ballpark, according to what some of the guys out there that I have two-way with are saying. They're getting close. Guys that didn't come in, they're starting to scare these fuel meters.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. As you got the link, the technology to be able to see what these drivers are doing. You can hear what they're doing. I do not normally on the other side of things. So I forget to turn on whispers, and that's where Phil has the distinct advantage on me here tonight as the number 28 machine. Keith McLean really starting to slow down the bottom. Looks like he's going to come down on the pit road. The Haviland, number 28, Keith McLean. Looks like he's going to be the first car down on pit road.
What lap are we on? 29. Think I've done this in Michigan a time or two before.
Just
Texel Haviland Ford GT, car number 28. Keith McLean on pit road, qualified up front, so he has to make this long trek down this long pit road at 55 miles per hour. We'll see if he gets down to that number 28 team and gets onto the sign. Beautifully going to put 2 right side tires up in the air. You got to imagine 4 tires is going to be the way of the lane in Michigan. Guys that are running up front that gamble here on this fuel mileage. Todd, under these 2 early yellow flags, Keith McLean, he's the first of the race leaders down on pit road. Another car has been zooming on by. I believe that was Danny Rubino. Danny was back to the tail end of the field as well. So those guys all starting to come down pit road. Keith McLean going to rejoin the field.
Lap 30, Caleb Lingo comes down to pit road. So these guys, 29, 30, 31, 32, like
We're
we
in the ballpark.
projected. Yeah, we were definitely in the ballpark. 29 to 32, we could have been right there, Phil. But Lingo down here, right side tires going on the 113 machine. Was your race leader. And it looks like they're going to go around and maybe change the left side. So I don't see the jack going underneath that machine. Yep, jack goes underneath. A little bit of a slower pit stop there for Caleb Lingo. But 4 tires is the way of the land for that 113 machine.
There is 4 tires down here for Gary Moran, the number 44 tires for buddy Rick Craddock aboard car number 20. Brendan Spatafora got 4 tires as well as Jeff Fugate. Jason San Diego, all the drivers I can see down here, Todd, all 4 tires, all returning back to the racetrack.
Yeah, I'll return back. Oh, the number 4, Clifton Ashley is around.
Oh, no.
And Ashley around in that number 4 machine. That Pennzoil number 4, one of Phil's favorite schemes, near and dear to his heart, that number 4 machine around all by a selfie.
Yeah, and that, unfortunately, Todd, right smack dab in the middle of a round of green flag pit stops, putting us under our yellow flag for the 3rd time tonight, brought to you by Hannibal Record Service. Slow the field back down, right smack in the middle of green flag pit stops. This is going to be a benefit for the guys who stayed out there or pitted a little bit earlier on. Guys that have just come to pit road, as long as they've held on to the lead lap, track position may eventually fall right back into the lap, but I think there's going to be a lot of good cars that may get pinned 1 lap down to our 3rd yellow flag of the night. I believe it's just the 4 car, Clifton Ashley, his forward. Looks like another selfie. Is Jack going to show it off?
Yeah, it was Clifton Ashley. I was on board. Jack showing that off here, but Ashley just got loose over there and just around.
Jack doing a good job as always at BladeNode.com. Instant replay. Got to thank the gang over at BladeNode.com once again. Our replay sponsors here night after night. You need web hosting, VPS servers, dedicated servers, whatever you may need. Look no further than BladeNode.com. It is simple web solutions powered by nerds. Check those guys out. We're under yellow, 32 laps in here at Michigan.
And welcome back to Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm going to give you a full field rundown. Sponsored by Monstar Productions here tonight. Hashtag making dirt track racing great again. Hashtag making asphalt racing great again. You can go on over, take a new person to a local short track on a Friday or Saturday night. Right now, your current race leader is the 193 of Ricky Johnson. Herman Reese is running in second. The number 73, Caleb Lingle, would be running third. Fourth would be Harry Codian. And then number 13, Machine. Fifth will be Eddie Riley aboard the 112. Steve Grant running sixth. Randy Smith, seventh. Morgan in the number 40 Machine running in eighth. Ninth is Ron Simpson aboard the number 25 Machine. Ricky Bumbelow in the number 85 running in that 10th spot. 11th is Roger Neville sticking the number 51 Machine. Brian Voiles there in the Voiles trucking number 68 running in that 12th spot. Troy Donahue is running 13th in the 81. Jeff Fugate in the number 9 running 14th. Maverick running 15th to the number 23. Ryan Johnson 16th to the 78 Kilojoules right now. In 17th and 029, Machine McLean running 18th. 19th will be Pushrod, good old Pushrod, Bob Becker. And that number 17 Machine. The 710 of Manny Diaz going to be 20th. Carter running in the 66 is 21st. 22nd right now, Steve Robito with a really beat up Machine. This is San Diego. Danny Hardy, Craddock, you got Spada Ford, Gibson, Sorensen, and Napick, and Dan Rubino. I believe those cars taken away around, Phil, if I was correct with that.
Yep, they sure did. It was probably about 6 or 8 of them all getting a wave around back to the lead lap. So 30 cars will restart on the same lap as the leader. Clifton Ashley back there running 31st. He is 2 laps down and 2 cars out of the race. Include Rob Keller and Kevin Roy. Thank you to Monstar Productions there for that full field rundown. Great job there, Todd, as we get ready to rock and roll. I race the guy flag, green flag. Back in the air on lap number 35, it is Ricky Johnson going to lead Herman Reese, Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, Harry Cody, and that's going to be our top 5 as we head back off into turn 1.
Ricky Johnson with a whale of a start there in the 193 Machine. The 73 of Herman Reese running in that second spot. Lingle all over the rear bumper there with the 113 Machine trying to get around Herman Reese. Reese right now pretty much keeping him at bay, and that's surprising. Here's another yellow flag going to come out, another Hanover Record Service yellow flag.
I was kind of watching these cars react to coming off the corner there on the restart for the first time on lap, number 36, and I thought to myself, man, these things look to be really light and twitchy right now, and now as I go back there and look, as I'm sure Jack will as well, a BladeNote.com full velocity instant replay is going to show somebody got all sorts of loose off the exit of turn number 2, sets off a wild ride over there. I think the 46 of Bob Gibson be one of the cars involved. Tough to tell if it was Steve Rubino. And the number 21, I'll see even happened in front of these guys. Oh, somebody got completely broadsided. There's a lot of stuff happening here. We're going to let Jack show off a BladeNote.com instant replay. Todd, I know you have usually the quick fingers of these as well. What do you see down there? I see a lot of cars taking some really hard hits.
Yeah, the number 710 of Manny Diaz coming down the track, hits the apron there. It looks like he got a tad bit loose and chased her down to the apron. And when he hit that apron, he came back up the track. He tried to save it, but up in front of Clifton Ashley. And around goes that number 4 Machine. Danny Hardy involved in the 03 Machine. It looks like that was pretty much it. The number 4, the 710, and Danny Hardy all involved in that one.
And that could have been a lot bigger than it was, but I think the tough break there definitely goes to the 03 of Danny Hardy. Was off sequence, pitted right before that yellow flag came out. Take a wave around to get back to the lead lap, and then just caught up and, an innocent wreck over there. Tough break for Danny Hardy. Tough break for Manny D and Clifton Ashley, that number 4 car. Resembling, Todd, what my 4 car looks like a lot of the time. Really nice looking paint. Scratched up all the hell. That's usually how my cars look.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a lot of issues with that before. I've had a lot of scratched up cars and bent up cars, I should say, for the most part. Especially at tracks like Michigan, because you really can overdrive there on the colder tires. And man, it just way loose here early on.
All right, Todd, we're working yellow flag here, just shy of halfway. 38 laps into 80 here, 160 miles tonight in Michigan. Under the yellow flag, what do you say we take our first gator at maybe a in-race reporter interview? Who do you think we should talk to here to open up the night?
You got to talk to Brendan Spatafora. You really do.
All right, well, Let's bring him in. He's becoming like
Fan favorite, you know?
the unofficial, the fanfare for sure. The unofficial fourth member of our team out here when we come back to do NR 2003. So, order interview. Let's see if I can't get TeamSpeak to work. Let's see if I can't grab the number 37 of our old buddy, Mr. Brendan Spadafora, drag him into the conversation if this thing would work with me.
User was
Hey, there we go. Took me 17 tries, but I think I got the ambassador of Gent Nation now. Aboard car number 37, Brendan Spadafora. Brendan, how's your car there, partner?
Really good. Really, really good. I'm actually really surprised after how it was last night in the open practice.
I got to ask you had to come down the pit road before that most previous yellow flag. Right, you come down, you put 4 fresh skins on that thing, you exit out to the racetrack, and the next thing you hear, yellow flag. How much of a sinking feeling is that at that point? Or are you relieved because you may get to wave around and get all that track position back that you may have just lost?
Well, I lost a lot of track position. I was up near 13th, and then I just got down to 26th, and I'm working my way up. But I only had like 2 laps left on fuel, so I really needed the pit. So it's just a racing deal.
All right. Well, I got to ask, and every time we come to Michigan here, I always say the same kind of thing. Cold tires here, slick racetrack, cold tires. You got to let these things warm up. How much of a handful of these cars out there tonight here on restarts?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy going in that one. I'm just like tiptoeing. It's just, I'm afraid to gas it fully because I'm gonna go right around. It's that bad.
All right, well, keep that thing underneath you the rest of the night. I know Gent Nation out there loud and proud. Bobby's out there all jealous because I talk to you more in race than he does. But you got to be big time like our buddy Brendan Bobby to get up here and be live. Brendan, I know we've talked about this. We're going to get out there live on full throttle with the Gent. Maybe we're going to feel better one time and maybe get Bobby Farrell on because I think he's kind of lonely.
Yeah, let's bring him on. The more the merrier in our conversations and stuff. It's going to be good. Let's get him on with us.
I like that idea, Todd. He's been asking for the both of us to come on his show. What do you think? Can you make some time to get out there and talk to the Gent one night out there?
Oh, I'm sure I can.
Hello,
all right.
How's it going?
I'm good.
All right, well, Brendan Bard, we wanted to check in here under the yellow flag. Keep that car pointed the right way. It looks to have a lot of speed. A lot of stuff happening out there. Take care of that thing. Don't hustle it too hard. Bring it home in one piece. You'll get a good finish if you do that, bud. I'll promise you that.
Oh, yeah, I'm giving it my all.
All right, well, there he is, folks. The ambassador of Gent Nation, I said earlier. And he's acknowledged now a loyal cult-like following out there for the driver of car number 37. And it is a cult, I'll tell you what. And he's a great guy, Todd. We love this guy. That's why he's got the following he does.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is there, Phil.
Well, make sure you all buy an FVRN shirt tonight, too, with the promo code Hobo. And support these guys, because they give me the good support. And I'm always forever grateful.
And if I don't mistake it, Todd, I think even the sponsor logo is on the back of that shirt. I think we even got one for Gent on there. So
yeah, oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, you gotta grab those T-shirts like they're hot. I tell you.
Yeah, fantastic. We had to do some searching for his logo, high definition logo. We found a high definition logo for his logo, so that was rather interesting. We searched it, and all of a sudden, bam, it's there.
I like it. That's awesome. I like it. Brendan says, make sure we tell Gent Nation hello for him. He forgot to do that, but I apologize to him because I was going to put him back, and he started talking again, and as soon as I let the button go, it shoved him right back out of the room, so apologize for that. He says, make sure everybody those we say hello, he's going to give that thing a good shot the rest of the night, as I believe we're getting ready to go back to racing here on lap, we're getting pretty close to halfway here, Todd. I believe 39 of 80 up on the board, so we're going to put even 40 out there. We're going back to racing.
Halfway
Ricky
home.
Johnson leading Herman Reese, Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, Harry Codier now in the top 5, Randy Smith, Gary Morin, Eddie Rayleigh, Ron Simpson, Ricky Bumbelow. That is going to be our top 10. We're getting ready to go racing here off of 4.
Yeah, as we're waiting on that iRacing flag, green flag to come out here over the field. Just kind of a really slow start here. Green flag's in the air. It'll take a little bit for these guys to get up to full song. Not quite as long as a restrictor plate track, but it does take them a little bit to get up through that gearbox.
All right, they are back up to speed. Green flag up in the air. Ricky Johnson going to once again lead the field off of turn number 2. For the first time now, officially past halfway, 40 laps in the board, 40 laps remaining here tonight in the Irish foothills of Michigan International Speedway. Ricky Bumbleow now going to try to make his way to the inside of Ron Sipser. Here comes that Skillet, number 51. Legendary paint scheme on that number 51. Roger Nebelsick up to the outside. That's the best battle on the racetrack, Todd. It's for positioning in the top 10 off of turn 4. He doesn't want to snuggle. He's skilleted.
Yeah, they want to bring out that snuggle scheme here tonight. There was a good battle going out for the 4th spot there between Cody Ann and Grant. As Grant was trying to go to the outside of the number 13 machine, not able to do so. As you said, Phil, you were keeping track of the number 51 machine, and I all of a sudden seen that out of the corner of my eye.
You sure it is. You're watching all around. I don't like staying on the leaders, and I miss all the good stuff that happens up there. I like to migrate back on through, and I click on and wait to see a car that's diving under somebody else, making something happen. And God, nobody's surprised. I find KJ back here, Keela Jules. Him and Ryan Johnson, the 5-star Energy, car number 78. They are side-by-side racing back here for what is going to be positioning 16th spot off the front straightaway. Give it to KJ at the line.
The 28 to Keith McLean going to follow him through, too, able to move up into that spot around the number 78.
Now looking right up just ahead of those two drivers, you see a couple of good ones up there. You got Maverick up ahead of the 23, Troy Donahue was number 81. Brian Voiles at number 68. Good to see Brian having a good one here early, up in the top 15. A guy who
don't jinx him, Phil.
We saw run really good a few weeks ago. I'm going to stop talking. That's right. Let's not talk about Brian. Brian's having a terrible night running outside the top 10. I'm going to shut up because I want to see the sponsor up in the top 5. So I'm quiet, Todd. No more jinx.
Yeah. Every time we talk about him, we jinx him. So we're going to stay quiet just a little bit on Mr. Brian. So. Well, we'll see how well he does. He's been quietly and methodically picking his way up through, so we'll let him go for a little bit and then get back to him there in that number 68 machine. So, meanwhile, back up front, we have a Voiles Trucking 193 with the lead. That's Ricky Johnson. Herman Reese right there running in that 2nd spot. 3rd is Caleb Lingo in the number 113 machine. This is a little bit back to Kerry Codian, who is currently running in 4th. And you got Steve Grant in 5th position. But Moran is right there knocking on his door there in the number 40 machine. He's trying to get around him. Looks like he peeks down to the bottom there. I don't think he has quite the muster to get by that 11 machine as of yet, but he's starting to really pick up some speed.
He certainly is. Good little run right there for car number 112 of Eddie Rayleigh. I'm back here, Todd, watching the number 85, Ricky Bumbleow. Roger Double-Six back here. Also, Jeff Fugate, that bright green number 9. Well, he's starting to make waves to the field as well. He just passed Roger. He's got around Ron Simpson. He's past Maverick, and now Jeff Fugate pulling to the back end of car number 85 of Ricky Bumbleow. That is racing for, that's position number 9, and that's going to be a race for position as Fugate pulls low over in turn 1.
Yeah, Jeff Fugate down to the bottom side here of Bumbleow. Bumbleow in 85 going to give it up pretty easy. The number 9 of Fugate going to move up into that 9th spot.
How
there.
Easy?
Yeah, really easy. It's almost like roll over, Fido.
Well, I was going to say rollover Fido there, Todd. Well, he was coming back to the inside off turn number 2. He was throwing a little bit of crossover. I thought that Gas Monkey Camaro, car number 85, Ricky Bumbleow, was going to take that battle right back to that bright green number 9, but I guess not. So, here, boy.
Yeah, he was just going to go back to the inside. It looked like he was trying to gather himself back up there, that number 85 machine. Not able, he didn't want to really pound the rear bumper off of that machine, so Bumbleow going to be happy right now, running in that 10th spot in that number 85 machine. He may slip back a little ways, but he's got a good position. It's the number 51 now right there knocking on the door. Here comes Killer Jules down to the bottom side of the 51 of Neville Steg. Jules now going to move into that 11th spot. Almost a twofer move through the corners. He moves to the outside. He's trying to get around Bumbleow.
He certainly is, making it look a little too easy as KJ aboard car number 029, a yellow and black machine, doing a hell of a job up there, looking like he's going to make his way up now into the top 10. I'm going further back here, Todd. I'm watching the excerpts of car number 03. We saw Danny Hardy involved in that most previous caution flag. Thought the front end of that car maybe absolutely junk. Well, he has had a pretty good little rebound. He's just made his way to the outside lane around Ryan Johnson. Danny Hardy may not have the best of race cars now, but a really good setup underneath put Danny Hardy now up into the 16th spot, and that car looks like it's still got a pretty good chunk of speed out of it as he exits turn 4.
Yeah, definitely got a good chunk of speed still. It's good to see that going on there, but just watching up through here, Phil, just watching up. I'm back up to the leaders. I thought there was something going on. I thought they were getting out of line there. They were not. They're pretty much staying single file, but they're about a car length separating the top 3.
All right, well, I got a little bit of a story here, Todd. You talked about a couple of laps ago. We saw KJ make a move down to the inside. He brought Keith McLean in a 28 alongside him. I believe I heard you say Keith's name was up there in the top 15, right? Pretty sure.
He was 16th.
All right, well, I look now, and Keith McLean has slid all the way back behind Rich Knappich. Keith McLean now running in 26th position. I'm going to see, he got really loose, I guess Jack says, and
Oh, yeah.
you get really loose here in Michigan, you can lose a lot of spots. He's really lucky he didn't pound the outside wall, destroy that race car, but what I thought was a charge up toward the top 10 now, misfortune finds at 28. He's back here hoping to cling back into the top 25.
Yeah, and he had to flat spot some tires there, Phil, too. It was rough for McLean in that number 28 machine, like you said. Hopefully he'll be able to make it back up through the field. A pit stop will help that number 28 machine. But we're on lap 51 of 80, so 29 laps remain here in Michigan. So he's really going to have to step it up a ton. If we got green flag pit stops, though, Phil, I think he can make cut a bit of ground up.
Maybe he can as we look back what's going on back here up front with Ricky Johnson leading over Herman Reese, Caleb Blinkel. That's a pretty solid three-car breakaway up front. You go back there and find, how about that 13, Harry Codian? Harry up in the fourth spot, but he's got a good 1.3 second gap between himself and the race leader. Look right behind him, a good run tonight for that Speedworks car, or Speedworld number 11 of Steve Grant, a Pontiac running in the top 5. Currently running in 5th, Gary Moore, and right behind him running in 6th, Randy Smith. The other Hard Rock Cafe Pontiac there. Great team effort. Those cars running 5th and 7th, respectively. That's a pretty solid night's work here. 50-plus laps better at Michigan.
Definitely a solid night's work. Just watching these guys, Phil, and just watching what they're doing. And I tell you, I was going through the field, and I was looking at Steve Rubino. Just the rough night started out awful for the 21 machine. I mean, rough. Yeah, he looks like a pinto out there. I mean, looks like he's got all 8 cylinders. But that's a struggle. That's a good old-fashioned Ironman award. Going to have to go to that number 21 machine because that car is bat up.
Does it have all 8 cylinders out there? Is that...
Might have 7.
That thing is so short, it kind of almost looks like one of those new Fiestas out there running around.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Fiesta. I think the Fiesta, I don't know. I guess it almost looks like some kind of hatchback of some sort.
All right, well, call it a hatchback. We still do hatchbacks, actually.
It looks like a hatchback.
Yeah, it kind of does. Missing a couple of pieces back there, but hey, looks like something that came right out of the full velocity lot there for car number 21, Steve Rubino, running back there in 27th position. So clinging on to the lead lap for our Danny Rubino fans. I know Bino's got a lot of fans out there. Car number 44, Bino running in position number 18 on the lead lap as well. So he's soldiering on, but we're getting toward 2/3 the way home here. 54 laps of 80 on the board. It's a 3-car break up front. Ricky Johnson, Herman Reese, and Caleb Lingle, they are trying to make quick work of the field. Put 54 laps complete this time by, and pretty much Todd all through the top dozen cars, all strung out single file.
Yeah, they're pretty much single file, like you said, just throughout the whole field. They're just trying to log some laps. They know 20 to go is coming up here rather quickly and getting prepared probably for their very, very next green flag pit stop. Some of these guys got to perform a green flag pit stop last go around. See how these guys are going to be able to handle this go around.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if we get that next round of green flag pit stops, as I am just still clicking around. I hear Todd on the button there. We're just all over the field trying to find some good racing going on. Jack's down there probably taking you around the 2 miles as well, looking for great battles out there on the racing surface. And good one I found right now, Todd, is the number 10 car of Randy Smith, him and Gary Morin having a pretty dang good race. That's positioning number 6 over in turn 1.
Sorry, the phone rang there in the background for a minute. Always seems to be busy during my broadcast, but yeah, everything going okay. That side of things, able to get back. Phil, I completely missed what you said because the phone rang and I had to talk real quick.
It's all right. You usually don't pay attention to me anyways. Who usually does? I know YouTube probably tuned me out about 45 minutes ago. Facebook Live has tuned me out probably about 6 months ago. I'm watching this good battle going on, Todd, for 6. That Bud Light Chevrolet, car number 40, Gary Morin. The Hard Rock Cafe, Pontiac, car number 10, Randy Smith. Randy to the inside. Give Randy Smith now positioning. He's going to run 6 there off of turn 2.
And Randy Smith having a good run, like you said, Phil, in that number 11, or yeah, excuse me, in that number 10 machine. Randy Smith
Same team.
starting to work. Yeah, they are on the same team. Speedland, their sponsor there. Just watching those guys. Those guys are pretty quick. I wonder if they work on their setups together, even though they're part of the same team. I know we used to work on setups together if we were on the dirt side of things. I wonder if that's the same way on the asphalt side. If NASCAR 2003, if they're still the same, or they're pretty much got their own setups by now.
I'm sure. You got to think, Todd. We're out here at Michigan, the old game style track that came out here 16 years ago. I probably have 40 to 50 setups in this place. I can't tell you they're any good, but I'm sure I got a ton. I'm sure you got a ton that are way different than I've run. Of teammates over the years. We've worked on a lot of stuff. You've got to imagine. You got teammates out there. Of course, you're going to try stuff to make it happen. The great thing is, Todd, you can sometimes cater, find a good baseline setup to make the whole team fast, and then you can click it and make it drivable for you. As we look, as Jack says, we have happenings going on pit road, and the first of takers, the 73 of Herman Reese, he pits out a third there.
Yeah, the 73 coming down the pit road here, and the 193 also getting ready to come down too, Phil, as he puts up his binders. As 73 of Reese down in the pit road to the right side, Jack's up on the number 73 machine. See if they come around and complete some work on the left side. Is the Jack just a little bit slow? Yep, underneath the number 73. 4 tires is the call.
Leaders are pitting now off turn number 4. You said the 193 of Ricky Johnson making his way in. Caleb Lingle in the 113 as well. I believe. 113 could not stop, overshot pit road. If I had a nickel every time I did that at this racetrack, or even hit the opening there, it's a long pit road, but if I had a nickel for every time I hit the tires at the end of the wall trying to get in here, I probably wouldn't have to do this gig. I'm telling you.
As we're under 20 to go, just watching these guys down on pit road, yeah, that is a costly mistake there for Caleb Lingo in that 113 machine. Looks like he's going to be able to come down pit road this time, though, but man, costly as he lost a lot of track time.
Sure did. And we look down here. Ricky Johnson got 4 tires. Brendan Spadafora got 4. Gary Morin with 4 tires. I thought I just saw KJ come off. Randy Smith, the 10 car, got 4. Who else is down here? It was just working off pit road. I think, that's not a car. It was on pit road. I think I got more. We know we got the 113 coming in. Todd, I'll throw it to you. What's Caleb Lingo's team thinking here as he hits the pit sign?
Lingo down here in the 113. The crew chief just a little mad that he didn't make it down last time. Lost a lot of time. Right side tires down already and done on the 113 machine. They already got the left side jacked up. Pretty quick pit stop for the 113 machine, as he's going to be down and away.
4 tires for the 11 of Steve Grant. Also, Jason San Diego's number 22 getting 4. Eddie Rayleigh down there. Ricky Bumbalo's number 85. He also got 4 tires. All those guys, good quick pit stops. They're down and away. Now I'm down here. Ryan Johnson's team also got 4 tires in that 78 car as well.
Oh, Caleb Lingo a little bit out of shape as he hits the grass. The number 113 machine coming off of pit road as I was sticking there with Lingo, and he was all kinds out of shape. Wonder if he got a black flag there, Phil. That'll be another mistake there on that 113 machine. He's led a majority of the laps. I believe you caught up with somebody else that cut the grass there coming down the pit road.
The 9 car of Jeff Fugate cut the lawn here. Lawn maintenance is all on Jeff Fugate tonight. As it looks like now, we got a wreck on the speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Oh, man, I think we just got to the very, very end of a round of green flag pit stops. We were dangerously close, but we have a caution flag on the speedway. 4th one of the night
around
on lap number 63, and I think just freshly off of pit road, one of them Speedland cars, Todd, went around, and which one was it?
Oh, it was the number 11 of Steve Grant. He was coming down in the corner a little bit slow here for Grant. He gets loose, comes up the track, and Manny Diaz full song in that 710 machine, gets into the back of the 11. The 11 goes around. Manny Diaz makes contact to the wall. Not a lot of damage to either car, but man, the spirit's got to be broken after green flag pit stops there.
You got to be thinking so. Yellow flag on the racetrack. 4th one tonight on lap number 63. Jack doing there. Great job at abladeno.com. Full Velocity is the replay showing you exactly what happened there. The Steve Grant number 11 looks like he had a little bit of help getting around there as well. The Manny Diaz machine as I go back there and finally see it for the first time. So, yellow flag on the speedway. Thank you all. I'm going to say once again, you haven't done so yet, check out our friends Brian and Kathy Voiles over at Voiles Trucking. They're great sponsors to us here at the Full Velocity Racing Network, especially the title sponsor here for this series for us each and every Tuesday night. Go to Facebook.com today. Look up Voiles Trucking. They do commercial truck transfers and leasing, whatever you may need. No job too big or too small. They're located in Beebe, Arkansas. Go over to Voiles Trucking over on Facebook and shoot them a message and tell them thank you for supporting us here. Not only the Full Velocity Racing Network, but the Hobo Racing League is big time hole and all of the sim racing community. Brian Voiles, Kathy Voiles, they are two great people, and I want to invite you all today to go over and thank them for all their contributions. We can't thank them enough.
I definitely can't thank a lot of our sponsors enough. Brian and Kathy Voiles, one of those, whether it's NASCAR 2003, Phil, or iRacing, they stepped up on board for the iRacing. They said, put our name out there. Can't thank those guys enough. Those is Voiles Trucking. They do a fantastic job here supporting the sim racing community, whether it's NASCAR 2003 or iRacing. Like I said, it's just it's nice to see all these great sponsors come together, support Full Velocity Racing Network, support the great leagues that we have out here, and especially Hobo, NASCAR 2003, bringing us back here to home, basically home base here at NASCAR 2003.
Certainly is. We'll never forget where we came from. We'll do this as long as they will keep having us back in great leagues that'll support us to do so. We'll love to do more of these events here if we can here. Schedule fits in. You can find our full schedule events today over on our website, fullvelocitytv.com, under yellow flag number 4 here on lap number 64. Looking up and down the standings here, Todd, we saw that group of cars all just come into pit road. I see guys like Ricky Johnson that we know, Danny Hardy, Herman Reese. Those guys have already come in. I think those are going to be the guys who win track position.
No, Jack was guessing in the background. It must have rang. I just broke my headset. I taped it back together, and I broke it again. So that was fantastic. So I will hold this up next to my ear so I can hear Phil. As Phil,
that's normal.
Yeah, I broke it.
I know the headset you're talking about. You finally finished breaking it.
Oh well, my son finished breaking it there. He broke the one side, and then I duct taped it all back together. Actually, it was painter's tape because that's all we got around here anymore. The duct tape I used up on our car. So we used painter tape, got it back going, and I just broke it again.
All right. Well, this is it. We're gonna make a plea now. I'm begging you to help us here at Full Velocity. Todd needs a new headset. Thank you, Andy Margot. I know you're out there watching, and now I certainly know you're out there watching. Thank you, my friend. But if you're out there watching through Facebook Live tonight, which I know a couple of you are, how about some love for Todd with a new headset? How about some stars donations out there for Todd? Get Todd a new headset. Who cares about my crappy PC and my video card? Todd needs to hear me sometimes. What do you say, Todd? Get on your knees and beg these good people. Can we have some stars?
I don't need to. I don't need to beg for stars here tonight. I just don't want the headset. I have another headset. I could go buy another headset. I just really haven't had time to go buy one, to be honest with you.
Haven't had time to go buy one. Well,
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Go buy a $10 one again.
All right. Well, I'll give you a heads up on this one. All right. I know how much of a fan you are of headed down to Pizza Hut. If I know, your area enough, I've been out there enough now to think I kind of figured it out. Pizza Hut is right next to Kmart.
Yeah,
right?
Kmart don't sell electronics anymore.
Ah, you're killing me. All right, you win. I'm done.
I could have told you that, man. Kmart's like I don't know. They sell 2 TVs in the electronics department, and that's pretty much all they have. They have no other electronics. I guess if you call a vacuum cleaner electronic, but it's really not.
I want to know what kind of things my local Kmart sells, Todd?
Nothing, because they're out of business.
Nothing. They're out of business. You are absolutely right. They win.
What do I win?
Kind of like my you win the remainder of my broadcast career. How's that sound?
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Retirement match. Todd wins.
There's no retirement for Phil. No retirement in sight for Phil.
Even as I approach like 80 years old, he's not going to let me retire or whatever. That's
No,
kind of how I feel.
He's going to have a cane.
I'm already pretty close to a dog, so I'm not exactly sure why we're asking for the cane as well, but Be careful. You may actually get what you wish for. Next time I get out there, I may just beat your tail with it. What do you say we get ready to go back to racing here live in Michigan? All right. Oh my goodness, Jack and Todd just giving me the business, and I don't know if you can hear it all on air, but
Oh, you can hear me.
you don't want to. I know Todd's going to. Even Jack's down there chiming in. It's going to have to be one of those nice long white canes trying to get. You guys aren't funny. You know what's going to not be funny. Also, we're going back to racing here. 66 laps of 80. I'm going to let you call the restart, Todd, and I'm going to see if I can pick up my pride off the floor.
As we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, as we come down the front straightaway, the iRacing high flag, green flag, back out in the air. Ricky Johnson, your current race leader in the 193, comes up through that gearbox pretty strong. The 03 of Danny Hardy running in that second spot. Herman Reese running third in the number 73. Fourth is Harry Codian, number 13. Machine and Kilojoules runs out your top five as these guys get up through the gearbox as fast as they can. Try to get that lead as we're on lap 67 of 80.
Yep, so to run down on laps here tonight in Michigan. I got to say, Todd, how about the run for the John Deere Chevrolet car number 23? We do not see Maverick out here on the airwaves nearly enough when we come to Hobo, and he is having one of his better runs of the year up there in position number 6. Got guys like Roger Devilsick behind. Roger having a good run. Eddie Rayleigh making his way up there, the 112. I think Eddie maybe a lap down. Yes, he is. 2 laps down back there. Jeff Fugate trying to rebound. He currently runs 8th. Keith McLean back there, but I had to say, you got to highlight that number 23 of Maverick. Good to see one of the good guys having a really good run tonight here in Michigan.
Yeah, definitely good to see Maverick having a good run, and Kathy saying Amazon for a headset or something.
Hey.
Kathy, you're probably correct, but the problem is out here, and Phil's been out here a couple different times.
I can't find him.
I ordered a John Deere, okay, from a dealership that's, I'm going to say probably 100 miles from here. From a dealership probably 100 miles from here. And they dropped my John Deere riding lawnmower off, and yeah. They dropped it off at a yellow barn, which was nowhere near my house. So they have a hard time getting anything to me here. It's kind of weird.
It's kind of like me getting mail, which is another nightmare we'll talk about another day, because it's kind of ridiculous where I'm at as well, even getting a piece of mail. But we're getting a piece of the lead right now, because look at the battle up front. Ricky Johnson, and is that Danny Hardy in the 03? I told you that car still has some life in it. Danny Hardy to the race lead off of turn number 4.
Good to see Danny Hardy out there with the race lead, the 193. Ricky Johnson going to be drop kicked to that second spot. Third is going to be Herman Reese. Herman Reese is laying in the weeds there, Phil. I think Herman Reese has got a little bit more than what he's showing us here so far. He's running in that third spot. Harry Codian, don't count him out either. Remember, I said he was going to be inside the top 5 here, Phil, towards the end of this one. We are under 10 to go next time by the start-finish line. And where's Harry Codian? 4th.
Yeah, Harry doing a great job tonight. And that number 13, he looks up in his rearview mirror and he sees Keela Jules, the number 029. Keela going to pull it down to the low side. Good race going on for 4th. KJ, the series points leader, looking to capitalize on a really bad night at Talladega. He's up in the top 5 and looks like as we get down toward turn number 1, he was going to make a peak for the 4th spot. 13 car slammed that door shut. Great move by Harry.
Harry doing a fantastic job. These guys know that every position counts as of right now, because we're under that 10 to go mark, and they're trying to make up whatever they can do. They got fresh tires, they got fuel, they're ready to go. You can't leave anything there, because you're going to regret it later. So you can't take anything home but a win.
No, you cannot. And here we go, racing back for the 4th spot. KJ back underneath Harry as they head down the front chute. Off into turn number 1, almost approaching 200 miles per hour, entering the corner. 13 car up high. KJ slid up the hill, almost touched the left rear. Harry slides the car down the hill. If you are going to pass me, KJ, you better get a better head of steam than that. It is not happening, but look at Danny Hardy leading Ricky Johnson nose to tail for the race league over in turn 3.
Randy Smith getting sideways out of shape. That's right in front of the leaders there. Randy Smith almost, I don't know if he completely went around. No, he didn't. He saved it. But, man, I thought he was going to wreck the leaders.
It was a smoke trail right there. I probably would have pooped if I was in the 193 of the 03 car, but that's why they're pros.
He kept it, though. He kept it going, Phil.
They kept it going, did a really, really good job.
Good job, Randy.
Great job by Randy Smith running out there in the number 10 car. Randy outside the top 20, currently 25th, 1 lap down aboard car number 10. It is Danny Hardy, Ricky Johnson, Herbert Reese, Harry Cody, and Keela Juice. Keith McLean has rebounded nicely. He runs 6th. Maverick running in 7th. Fugate in for 8th. Caleb Lingle 9th. And Roger Nebelsick looks like pretty comfortably right now. 51 car could, if he holds on to where he is, he's going to get a very good solid top 10 finish.
Yeah, now here comes Killer Jules down to the inside. You got Herman Reese right there directly in front of him with Harry Cody. One to the top shelf of the Speedway as he's trying to do something. Looks like he's going to be drop kicked, though. Killer Jules going to get around him almost a 2-4 here. Jules now right there behind the 73 of Herman Reese as Reese runs 3rd, but here comes Killer Jules.
Hey, he's going to try. Cody Yann going to fight back in the 13 over in turn number 3. He can't drive it in as deep as a 29. Give KJ the 4th spot, and maybe I thought he was going to put that thing all the way up high and get the run on Herman Reese. Herman slides up the racetrack. KJ, no, he is going to win. Herman is really doing a good job breaking that draft. Herman Reese running in 3rd, but that number 29, Kayla Jules, guy who leads the series in wins, he's currently running in 4th, and he is just stalking his prey, looking for more as we're going to be 5 to go next time by.
And Killer Jules closes right up on the rear bumper of Reese there through corners 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Does not get the run that he wanted. I believe he was trying to get a little bit arrow loose for that number 73 machine, but Herman Reese able to hang on there. Now through turn 3 and 4, Reese slipping up the track just a tad bit, but not leaving the door open enough for Killer Jules to pounce. So as we come up on that start-finish line, we're going to have 4 laps remaining here, Phil, for the 03 of Danny Hardy. Hardy starting to stretch it out just a tad bit over Ricky Johnson.
Certainly is. Pulled away by 4 car lengths this time at the start-finish line down into turn number 1. And can Danny Hardy pick up yet another win? It was not Joe Todd. We got trouble over in turn number 3. 1 car around, and oh boy. We may have our first 1 point of the night as lands back on his wheels. It's the number 44 of Danny Rubino. I was in his car, and all of a sudden it turned completely around. Yellow flag on the speedway, lap number 76. With cars 1 lap down, Todd, this could be pretty close to putting an end on what was really becoming a really good race. Danny Rubino goes around, and I think he had a little bit of an assist.
Yeah, JC San Diego in the number 22 machine getting into the left rear quarter panel of the number 44 machine, sending Danny Rubino around here. And man, did he go around.
Roof surfed.
Yeah, he did do a lot of roof surfing down the track there in the number 44 machine. As he hits the wall there, they come back up the track, and he's roof surfing for quite some distance here. And he's probably going to be the distance champion so far here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. That was quite a ways, and then pops it right back up on top of its wheels. We didn't even get points on that one, Phil.
No, we almost had our first 1 point. It was going to be kind of tough to get a 3 point here in Michigan. You really got to do what I do and stick it off to the end of the pit wall down there. I make that look almost like an accident sometimes, which it usually is, and kind of people think it wasn't. But yeah, no Turtle presented by TDR Racing. No leaners tonight because how the heck do you get a leaner on a pavement track? I don't think that'll ever happen. But yellow flag, lap 77. You think it could? I know Jackson of BladeNo.com replays probably already showed off for us, but done yet. He says done, so hey, I'm way off. But looking at the scoreboard, Todd, 77 on the board, 80 the distance. We have cars off the lead lap. Have we seen our last green flag lap here tonight?
That's going to be tough. Like you said, we're on lap 78 of 80. Lights are going to have to go out probably next time by, Phil. At least get a shootout of some form or another. But right now, Danny Hardy, I bet you he doesn't care if we stay yellow the rest of the way to take down a win here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. It'd be great to see him down in BladeNo.com victory lane. It'd be great to see Ricky Johnson or Herman Reese. Any of these guys for that matter. But I tell you, Danny Hardy would probably be rather ecstatic if he wins this one here in Michigan.
Well, I'm sure he is going to be one excited guy because I think he's going to be the one we're going to see on BladeNo.com victory lane. Lights would have to go out, you said, this time by, and I do not think we're going to see him. So I believe we may have just ended the green flag racing here tonight in Michigan. We hit the line to put, I believe, lap, what is that, 78, 79 going, 78 going on the board now, I believe, or 79, whatever. I've lost my count. I've lost where even, 79 laps are going on the board. So next time by, Todd, we are going to have 79 next time. So we're going to get 2 to go next time by. They're going to need a lights out next time, I believe. We're going to go back to racing.
Yeah, it looks like as we come through turns 3 and 4 here, now we're going to enter the front straight to see if lights go out this time by here, the start-finish line. These guys right there behind the pace car. We'll see if they go out. If they do indeed go out, I believe we'll get a green checkered finish here for the 03 of Danny Hardy, the 193 of Ricky Johnson and Herman Reese. So we'll see what that Full Velocity Racing Network pace car, what happens to that
Begging
machine.
for it.
We're going to see if it's going to as they get to the start finish line here. Is they're going to flash by that? Lights are still on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I think that's going to be game, set, match here for Danny Hardy.
Sure is. Danny Hardy unofficially going to pick up the win here tonight in Michigan through 160 miles. Ricky Johnson looks like he will finish up second. Herman Reese for third. Keela Jules fourth. Harry Codian looks like he'll score a very good solid top five. Keith McLean going to finish up sixth. Maverick will get seventh. Jeff Fugate for eighth. Caleb Langle ninth. Roger Nebelsick finishes up with the top 10. Rich Napick will get 11th. 12th will go to Ron Simpson. Ricky Bumbelow will snag 13th. Brendan Spadafora will finish up 14th. I think that's a good run for him considering where he was track position-wise. 15th will go to Duke Sorensen. Brian Voiles will get 16th with Bob Gibson 17th. Ryan Johnson will finish 18th. Bob Becker, the old pushrod, he will finish 19th. Steve Grant will get a top 20. Looks like 21st may go, well, either Gary Mornis. I think Steve Rubino will get 21st. Randy Smith will get 22nd. Troy Donahue, 23rd. Brett Carter, 24th. Danny Rubino, I believe, going to get a top 25. Gary Morin will finish 26th. Eddie Rayleigh, 27th. Jason San Diego will finish 28th. 29th go to Manny Diaz. Rick Craddock will finish up 30th. Clifton Ashley, Rob Keller, Kevin Roy. Those three were out of the race early on as we come off of turn number 4. This time by behind the Chevrolet Corvette pace car. Beautiful prepared Full Velocity Racing Network skid machine. It's going to be yellow flag and white flag over the field. A coronation lap. The legendary Danny Hardy taught about to pick up another win in Michigan 2 miles away.
Yeah, 2 miles away, so pace lap for the 03 of Danny Hardy as he gets that white flag, white and yellow flag here over the field. So coordination lap, as you could say. Hopefully you don't run out of fuel. I think these guys should be all good on the field, locked and loaded, and we'll get ready to go down to BladeNode.com victory lane as these guys complete their laps.
Yeah, we absolutely will, and I got to say, unfortunately we do not have overtime here in NR 2003. I don't think overtime was even a thought back in the day when this whole game came out, but I know we do a lot of it in iRacing now. Unfortunately, we don't get to have 5 more laps. I know Barbara's out there wishing for 5 more. I really wish we had them. I wish we had a couple more. At least a green checker finish would have been good, but looks like that's not going to happen here tonight. Danny Hardy going to pick up the win here in Michigan. I want to give you guys a heads up once again. Check out all our great sponsors that make this network go around. Of course, Voiles Trucking and Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, South Texas Speedway, Corpus Christi's place to race down in South Texas. Check it out today, SouthTXSpeedway.com. Also, Jake Keel over at Montstar Productions, Montstar with 2 R's, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and of course, no NR 2003 broadcast complete without thanking our buddy Brendan at Full Throttle with the Jet as we work our way through turns number 3 and 4 for the final time. Just awaiting the slow crawl, 55 miles per hour pace speed. You see Ricky Johnson coming up and giving a little tap to the side of the 03. It is going to be Danny Hardy. He's going to pick up the win here tonight in Michigan.
And Danny Hardy going to pick up the win here in the 03 machine as they're just waiting for this officially to go by that start finish line, and then we can say that he is a winner here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and he is definitely a winner now, Phil, as he goes across that start finish line. Checkered flag in the air for the 03 of Danny Hardy, Ricky Johnson, and Herman Reese. Those are your top 3. We will get to interview them down in BladeNode.com victory lane. But also got to remind you folks out there in Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch, if you've seen that link out there for the t-shirts here for Full Velocity swag, we got hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, we got handbags, we got cell phone cases, all that kind of stuff. For tonight only and into tomorrow, so we'll allow it into tomorrow at completion at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So you'll be able to use a promo code HOBO, H-O-B-O, all lowercase there. You get 10% off your purchase. So if you just click on that link that's in the chat box right there, you get 10% off your purchase, and that will go to the competition here on 12/31 at the end of it. If whoever has the most t-shirt buy promo codes it will automatically get them a free broadcast for the 2020 season. So the 2020 season, they will get a free broadcast courtesy of the Full Velocity Racing Network.
I like it right there, Todd. Great job on the promo. Get your Full Velocity TV swag today. Check out the link to the store there, Teespring store. We'll link it out to the website as well, fullvelocitytv.com, as soon as we can. As we head toward the post-race show presented by BladeNo.com. Todd will go to Victory Lane and talk to our old friend Danny Hardy. We'll run down here trackside and talk to our second and our third place finishers as we jump down to pit road. He jumps out of the car. Let's talk to the driver of car number 73, our old buddy Herman Reese gets third here tonight in Michigan. Herman, a track we have all been on here, thousands and thousands of laps. Always seems to be a tricky place when you get cold tires. Your car was really good tonight. Tell us all about your run.
Yeah, I wish I would have qualified a little bit better. I had some confusion and had loaded my an old setup, and that got me back. Had some work out for me, but we got to the front fairly quick. 5 or 6 of us checked out there, and there's some new players this time in here. Some good running cars, and I thought the 193 car was about the same as me, and just some good luck on pit road, and then a little bit of bad luck there. Changed the way it ended, but a good top 3. This same car I won with last time, and I didn't change. I didn't turn a bolt. I didn't do nothing. The thing was just awesome.
Really had a good piece here tonight. You talked about the new drivers that have come over and taken part in Hobo this season. You said guys like Ricky Johnson and Keith McLean, Danny Hardy back making laps. For a guy like yourself who has been at Hobo for a long time, has turned a lot of laps on this racetrack, how cool is it 16 years later to still go toe-to-toe with some of the very best guys you can find out there? Really class dudes, open setup racing. I don't think anybody does that better than Hobo out here on Tuesday night. How fun is it to go out there and mix it up with these guys?
Oh, it's a blast. I mean, there's not a lot of open leagues anymore, and this is my, I want to say 23rd or 26 years now online racing, and the competition still every year it's getting, the guys just keep getting better. I mentioned the other day when we were talking stuff, I'm like, I'm still learning stuff. Here we are. This particular race sim has been out since 2003, and I'm still finding things and tweaking and learning and getting faster and faster. The pole speed tonight, if you would have done that 10 years ago, they would have banned you.
I was kind of saying the same thing. That was a pretty dang fast lap that was put up there tonight. But Herman, a really good night for you. A veteran of the sim, as you said, for a long, long time. Been a sim racer forever. This is going to feel good. A top 3 run here tonight in Michigan. I'm going to give you the mic one more time here live on Full Velocity on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Herman Reese, the floor is yours, old friend. Take it away and think I'd like to thank out there.
Well, first I'd like to thank the Bina Brothers and Hobo Racing for putting it on, and Brian Voiles Truck for helping out. And and the other drivers. It was a good race. Thank you guys for doing the broadcasting. I want to thank Jim Gloud, because he's the one that painted that Badillac, and I always have a good looking piece when these TV races come up. So thanks, guys, and take care.
All right, well, this guy right here is as cool as the customers that get, so that's why he's out there in that caddy, I tell you. Car number 73, Herman Reese, finishing up third here.
User was moved out of your channel. User joined your channel.
We'll walk a little bit further down pit road now, as I somehow got dragged myself out the channel. We'll come back here now. We'll walk a bit further down here and talk to a guy who had a really good piece here tonight. Maybe arguably the fastest car in Michigan, the number 193 of Ricky Johnson. Ricky, a really good piece, and teammate Danny up there had a good one himself with some nose damage. God, how much are you salivating there for a one-lap shootout? You think you had a better car?
I think in the short run I would have had a better car. As the run went on, Danny was better on the older tires than I was, and I was just struggling to find a balance between the cold and hot tires. And on top of that, the caution came out at a convenient time too, and it put Danny in a great spot. Got him back up through the field, so he had a lap or two fresher tires than I did. So I knew from that point on it was gonna be a fun one, and we definitely had a fun one.
All right, so for guys like yourself who've been open setup racing for a long time, you come back to the game version of Michigan. I was telling Todd, I probably got 40 to 50 sets to choose from out there on a given night. For guys like yourself who strictly do open setup racing a lot of nights, how many setups you sitting on in your Michigan folder?
Oh, probably about 8 or 9. I fiddled around with different builds and stuff like that over time, and it's just a matter of finding the feel that feels good for you. So you're making adjustments and changes all the time, sometimes even from race to race, even if you found something you're comfortable with, just to see if you can get a little bit more out of it. So it it oh it's a free for all when it comes to that. It changes all the time.
Well, this is why a guy like Ricky with so few setups talks to us over here all the time live on Full Velocity, and guys like me do what I do because I've got 40 to pick from and probably can't drive about 39 and a half of them. So that's why we do this and leave the brilliance to guys like Ricky Johnson, who live tonight on the Full Velocity Racing Network with Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. Ricky, a solid second place run. I'll give you the mic one more time. Thank all the great people out there watching. Terrific crowds out there watching us tonight.
Yeah, first off, I just want to thank Brian and Kathy Voiles for all they've done, not just for me personally, but for this league and for everything they do with this community. They have really done a lot for everybody, and I appreciate everything they have done. And I also want to thank my teammates out there for all the help and advice they have given me, and everyone else out there that has supported me over the years.
All right, well, this guy here, a very, very class act indeed. The driver of car number 193, Ricky Johnson, finishing up second here tonight. Hobo Racing League at Michigan. We'll let him go back to it.
User was moved out of your channel.
TeamSpeak isn't liking me, obviously. And now we'll throw this thing down to BladeNo.com, Victory Lane, the winner's circle. Once again, we find old friend Danny Hardy, who's alongside down there with our buddy Todd Stanton.
Yeah, down here in BladeNo.com, Victory Lane, the driver of the 03, Danny Hardy, taking down the victory here in Michigan. Danny, I tell you what a great race, and you made the pass when it counted, and you were able to take down the victory here tonight. Tell us about your race here this evening.
Well, we were set up to run about 15 to 18 laps before our set died off because with a big field, the original Michigan, it's a pretty slick track, and you typically can have more incidents that you want than you need. But as things progressed, as that one exit that I made coming out of the pits, I spun off into the grass and had to go to the back of the line and had a good enough piece I could drive up to the top 10 before we had our next caution. Luckily I didn't get any damage or very little damage whenever Manny and that other car got together, and I think it was Rick Craddock and hit me and spun me around. But all in all, it was a good race for the old Goodwrench Chevy. We started up near the front, ran up near the front most of the night, except for that one incident that put us at the back. And I guess me and KJ pitted there with like 21 to go, and everybody else must have had a slower pit than what we thought. But we came out ahead of the pace car. I was out on the track before the pace car ever got to the track, and I guess that's how I came into the second position, possibly because of slower pit stops or whatever. I got to go back and looking at the replay, but all in all, it was a good run tonight for the PPR2 team. All our group of guys and Voiles Trucking, me and Rick and Keith McLean and Gillian, and I can't forget my buddy Brian Voiles. We all run in the same chat, try to run the same sets and practice and test through the week. And typically when we come to the track, we're typically pretty strong.
Yeah, you're definitely strong here tonight, Danny. You were able to hold on to that. You had Ricky Johnson right there directly behind you, and you're saying that you ran a lot of laps with him and Brian. And practice does pay off, doesn't it? For anybody out there that's in NASCAR 2003 that gets confused with these open setups, so practice does help you quite a bit, doesn't it, Danny?
Oh yeah. And typically we'll all come out with a set that we like. Of course, we each have different driving styles, and then we share that amongst the group, and then we take what we like best, add it to ours, or they add from mine what they like, or I add from theirs what I like, and it just it makes a good competitive set for the tracks that we go to. Teamwork.
Definitely teamwork paying off here for you tonight, Danny. I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. I'd like to thank here tonight on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live.
Just like to say thanks to my teammates. We work hard to get a set together. Especially want to thank Brian Voiles. He's a good friend. He's sponsored right many of these races. He's just a really nice guy. Miss Kathy, his wife, she typically chimes in on my stream and tells all the guys hello, and also special thanks to you guys coming out and streaming tonight, showing our talents. And last but not least, Steve and Dan Rubino and all the Hobo staff and admins for allowing us to come here and race and laugh and um, fight and tell jokes and just have a good time and blow off some steam.
Definitely what it's all about here over at Hobo Racing, and ever since we came over here, it's been all about having a good time. And yeah, there's fights. It's online racing. You guys are going to have fights, but a lot about having a good time over here, isn't it, Danny?
Yes, it is. We're like brothers. We pick at one another. We laugh at one another. But all in all, at the end of the day, we stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from BladeNote.com, Victory Lane, picking up the win here in Michigan. Danny Hardy aboard the number 03 machine, etched himself in full velocity racing network history. I like to say that, Phil, because he's etched himself in history on full velocity racing network. What better way to do it? Take down a victory and be there for forever, basically.
Absolutely, Danny. A just
Enshrined.
tremendous class act. You can absolutely tell. Enshrined. Great word. Enshrined in the history of the Full Velocity Racing Network. Danny Hardy goes to victory lane here tonight in Michigan. That is going to do it for us once again here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank all you out there watching tonight. Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch live all night long. We certainly appreciate that. Got to thank our great sponsors once again. Hannibal Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, BladeNote.com, South Texas Speedway, Montstar Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and Full Throttle the Gent for Jack Truman, Todd Stanton, Ron Piles, Martin Karch, and the rest of the cast here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Phil Licasio going to sign off. We will see you back here live tomorrow night. Wednesday night street fights back at DWR tomorrow. I believe we head into the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there or be square. We'll see you back here live tomorrow on your source for esports racing. Good night, everybody.